Welcome to Channel Today in History. In today's video we will talk about the day, November 3, 1957. Laika, the Cosmonaut bitch. After the success achieved with Sputnik 1, Soviet leader Khrushchev wanted a new artificial satellite to be launched as part of celebrations of the 40th anniversary of the Bolshevik Revolution. Those in charge of the space agency were already building a more sophisticated satellite, but it couldn't be ready for that date. Due to the limited time they had, they decided to build a new artifact, Sputnik 2, that would take a living being inside. Engineers were able to equip the satellite with instruments to measure solar radiation and cosmic rays, and a system for generating oxygen, along with another for absorbing carbon dioxide. In addition, a fan was added that activated when the internal temperature exceeded 15 degrees Celsius. These space experiments were part of a two-way medical-biological study. On the one hand, they intended to prepare the flights so that, in the near future, they could be manned by human beings, and, on the other hand, they wanted to research the impact of cosmic radiation on genetic mutations, research cosmic rays and solar radiation, and analyze temperature and pressure. Laika was a stray dog from Moscow, who weighed about 20 pounds, and was 3 years old when she was captured for the Soviet space program. Originally, it was called Kudryavka, Giggle, then Juchka, Sweet, and then Limonchik, Limon Lime, to eventually gain the name Laika, the generic name by which the Russians call various dog breeds. Eskimos. Prior to release, the dog had been trained to withstand the difficult conditions to which she would be subjected. To keep the animal from starving to death, they carried enough food for 7 days, and created a bespoke space suit. A bag attached to the suit stored his waist, and his movements were limited by means of armor, which allowed him access to food and water inside the pressurized cabin with padded walls in which he would travel, which meant he could only travel, whether to sit, stand or lie down. Several electrodes connected to his body allowed the scientists to measure his vital signs, so they could see that he had no problem climbing and entering orbit. It appears that once Sputnik left Earth's orbit, Laika barked, and used the onboard dispensers to feed and drink water, and those responsible for the space program ensured that Laika showed no signs of suffering from launch or lack of gravity during the trip. However, no method had been developed to bring her back to Earth safe and sound. About 5 hours after launch, Laika died, probably due to stress and overheating. Some 5 months later, Sputnik 2 returned to Earth and Laika was immortalized in the history of spaceflight. As much as it took several decades until this story was known in detail, thanks to the sacrifice of the bitch Laika, it was possible to prove that a living organism had the capacity to survive in microgravity conditions, which gave rise to an entire field of research for human beings to participate in future space missions. Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin had to wait 3.5 years after Laika's trip to fulfill the human dream of space travel. Did you like the video? In the description you will find the blog link with the full article. Give an incentive by subscribing to the channel, liking, commenting and sharing with your friends. Hugs. Until the next.